Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome if you are new to the channel. Welcome back if you love me. We love you too. We're here as I was guided to be here, right? As I always am. There's never a time I'm here that I'm not guided to be here. So I don't know what the message is. I don't know who it's for, but it feels like a message of both insight and guidance. So we're going to start with the Whispers of Love deck and the Archangel Oracle cards. Okay. Then we're going to get a little deeper with the Harmony Tarot and then go into some Kuan Yin for guidance. All right. In the shorts section of the channel, we have revealed the new avatar who desperately needs your help. She needs your help because she needs a name. So if you guys can pop in there real quick while I'm shuffling and go vote for her, whatever name you think suits her. And I'm sure she would greatly appreciate it. She has taken on quite a little life of her own already. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Here we go. Spirit. I usually use this deck as an actions deck. So what card above all others, Spirit, would you have come out for this message? I feel like there's more. We got physical touch is important and turn on your heart light. Physical touch is important and turn on your heart light. It says, for some of us, nothing is more important than a tender touch. This might include a pat on the back or giving a hug to someone who needs it. Allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love. Okay. I feel that whoever this message is for, whether you're a man or a woman or resonate is something else entirely, I think it's been a long time since you've been genuinely and affectionately embraced or touched by someone. That I love you kind of affection. You know, when someone sits next to you and curls up on you because it feels good to cuddle up that close to you. It feels good to touch you. You know, if someone genuinely just put their legs up on yours, you know, like just to touch you. Or if someone that loved you just kissed your shoulder for no reason, you know, it could be a lot of things. Someone holding your hand, not because it's not because they have to, it's because they want to. They want to hold your hand or they want to put their arm in yours, you know. It's feeling proud to walk with someone side by side. It's even on a deeper level, like being intimate and allowing each other to exchange massage. You know, maybe it's been a while since you've gotten your feet rubbed or your shoulders rubbed or your back rubbed. And it just, you know, it's about remembering the last time that you were physically close to someone that wasn't necessarily in a sexual way, right? It's about the intimacy of affection. and allowing yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced that kind of love. That's who this message is for. Someone who needs to reflect on that, because maybe if you are in a relationship dynamic, maybe it's just been a long time since you actually felt that with your partner. And this is reminding you of how important it is to have that physical closeness, that intimacy in a non-sexual way, you know. If you're in a relationship dynamic, whether it's dating or marriage, it doesn't even matter what you know, spectrum, where you are on the spectrum of relationship. If you're not receiving that from your partner, it's asking you to go back and reflect on a time when you did, and how much you probably needed it. How much you probably need it. You know, even if, you know, back in the day, if you reflect on a time when someone was like that with you, maybe you weren't ready for that kind of love, but they genuinely loved you, you know. Maybe there was a time when you were that way with a person, and maybe they weren't genuinely ready for it. Maybe they aren't. But the fact of the matter is, when people express that kind of love, that kind of tender touch, right? That affection, that genuine, you know, soul connecting with, you know, body to body in that way. I feel you, right? It's that I feel you type of energy. It's important. It's important, and it's asking you to connect in that way. And if you can't connect with your partner in that way, you have to do some kind of healing work or correcting with your partner, because trauma is what keeps us apart like that. Pain is what keeps us apart from being like that. So if you don't feel you can, or your partner doesn't want to, then there's something to heal. There's something to heal, because being that in love and wanting to be close to somebody that you love and be physically in contact with them is normal. Hey, Kristen. It's normal. It's more than normal, right? It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to be in such closeness with a partner and exchange energy, be in each other's energy fields and feel at peace, right? To be inside of each other's energy space and feel at peace and feel safe and feel loved and feel understood. Like, that is all the things that come along with tender touch. So if you have not been in that space lately with your partner, it's begging the question as to why. And can you heal to the space that being inside that tenderness is possible, you know? Yeah. What archangel message wants to come out with that? What archangel message wants to come out with that? What archangel is helping you right now? I love our archangels. It's Archangel Sandalphon. Victory. It says, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. You know, if it's something that you want, if it's something that you miss, if it's something that you wish to be and receive and give, if it's something that you've decided is for you, whether you have it now or not, Archangel Sandalphon is reminding you that optimism and faith can go a long way. Because if you are positive that that is what you want, to have that intimacy, to have that tenderness, to have that affection, to have that understood connection with someone else, to exchange that love energy. If you are optimistic and faith-filled that it is meant for you to both give and receive, that that is what you want, then you can have it. Then you can have it. You don't have to put specifics with people on it, but you do have to accept that this is the desired result, that you wish to feel that way. If spirit allows healing between you and your partner in order to achieve it, great. If your partner has a lot of healing work to do outside of your relationship and they need to go their own way and figure it out so that they can get back in alignment with your desire and you're meant to be with someone else and give and receive it, then so be it. You know, the highest good of all, the beauty of it is when you act in your highest good, the highest good of everybody else tends to just unfold, right? It starts to kick off like dominoes. It's a ripple effect. Once you choose it, everybody else around you is put in a position or the ability, right, the crossroads to choose it for themselves. And so you have to allow people time and space to heal. If their time and space and rate of healing is different than yours, right? Just know that if it's what you want, that is attainable for you. Okay? If it's what you want, it's attainable for you. Let's get some insight into what is going on, that this message would come out of the gate. Because I usually don't even read cards like that first. These are more like guidance cards, and they were coming out first. Personally, I don't know what that's like. I know what it's like to give it. I know what it's like to give it. And to be fair, I miss giving it. I miss being in that space. But I don't actually know what it's like to receive it. I don't know what it's like to receive it. I've never actually received it from anybody. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you're a giver or a receiver, or if you have in the past or what. Let me know. Because I'm 38 years old and I've given it, but I've never received it. I think it would be nice. I think it would be really nice. Let's see. What's the insight, please? What's going on that this message is important? Got the Hanged Man in reverse. The Magician. What else? The Page of Swords, the Page of Wands. It might be so important to connect with your kids that way on like a romantic relationship level, but to be there and give your children a hug of support or acknowledgement, you know, when they're sad, or, you know, if they're having a victory, you know, to congratulate them and high five, you know, or something. Queen of Wands reversed. I feel like there's more, and I'm going to get some clarity. What is the situation? Yeah, teach your kids affection. Otherwise, they're not going to know what it is. They'll be uncomfortable with it going into relationships. Okay. Clarities, please. Got a lot of cards out here. Okay. This is a lot to unpack, you guys. Someone's going through a moment. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Emperor. This reading could be for or about a masculine. Eight of Wands is on top, who is definitely getting like intuitive pings and downloads from their higher self. Yeah, this could definitely be about someone who identifies as male or has strong masculine qualities, who is potentially defending some kind of nightmare right now because of logic and reason. They feel like they have to do what they're doing. There's a logical reason for why they have to do what they're doing, but they're miserable. And they really want to move forward. They want to communicate that they want to move forward, and they want something happy. They want something fulfilling. They want the 10 of coin. They want the happy family, and they're sad because they don't have the 9 of cups. They don't have the soulmate they want to be with. Although their soulmate is single. The Queen of Cups. The Moon, the High Priestess, this person's single and they're stable. King of Pentacles. High Counterpart, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, the Sun. This person is in their, whoever their actual soulmate is that they want to be with is in their highlight. And they're definitely single. So listen. The Hanged Man reversed with the Queen of Swords. I think that it has maybe taken someone a very long time inside of a spiritually stagnant space to get to the bottom of their truth, what the truth is, what they really want. They might have wanted something at the beginning of said transit, you know, said experience. They might have wanted something completely different than they want now. But where they've found themselves now, after the Hanged Man period, right? They're acknowledging a whole new desired truth, a heart's truth, right? With the Queen of Swords. The Magician with the Three of Swords in the reverse. They want to manifest a healing. Whoever this is wants to manifest a healing. They don't want to feel the pain that they're in anymore. Or if the situation ended poorly with someone in the past, they don't want the pain to remain. Right? They do want some kind of healing to transpire. The Page of Swords with the Chariot in the reverse, though, they have no idea what to say. They're looking at the past and have no clue, like, how to actually mend it. Because the page, the way I'm looking at it, is literally looking backwards. They're looking backwards, and the Chariot's in the reverse. Like, they don't know how to move forward. They don't know what to say to move forward. The past with the Three of Swords in the reverse, like, it might have been really painful. It might have ended really badly. And not just bad. Like, someone could have made choices that they know if it were the other way around and they knew that truth of the situation, that someone treated them the way that they treated someone else, that it would be a solid no. you know, so for them to expect better results from someone else in regards to them, they're like, that's a 1 in a million chance, you know, like whatever the Three of Swords pain was that they want to heal, they're looking at it and they don't know if it's possible. They don't know if it's possible to heal it. The Page of Wands with the Six of Pentacles. I think they know that they would have to completely reinvent themselves with the Page of Wands into a giver with the Six of Pentacles, knowing that it's not going to be fair and balanced, knowing that they're not going to be receiving back right away, if not for a while. You know, it would be a one-way give in order to rebuild from whatever the pain state was, right? They would have to take a serious risk, investing a lot of energy, fingers crossing that it works out, because the Queen of Wands is in reverse with the Ace of Pentacles. So, you know, the Queen of Wands, she's in reverse, she's fucking pissed. You know, the Queen of Wands in reverse, you fucked up if you pissed off a Queen of Wands. If the Queen of Wands went into reverse, this is someone who you left such a bad taste in their mouth. I'm almost getting despise, right? It's like a despise, a disgust. It's this anger that they had to start over, right? The Ace of Pentacles, because they started over, they moved forward, but they haven't necessarily let it go because the Death card's in reverse. They haven't necessarily moved into the next cycle yet. This is probably why they're still single. The Queen of Wands is beautiful when she's upright. She's independent queen, productive, genuine, passionate, like she's inspiring, right? The Queen of Wands is inspiring. So if you flipped a Queen of Wands in the reverse, they have no will, no desire, no drive to connect at all. And they moved on their own. And I think that if this person moved on and hasn't let it go, like there's healing that needs to be done. The Star card with the King of Cups, there's healing that needs to be done. Someone needs to be very emotionally mature and intelligent and communicate from a very sincere place and talk about their feelings. Talk about the truth about their feelings, why they did what they did then, not because it makes it right, but because the communication that needs to happen for the other person to receive the knowledge that you know why you did what you did so that you don't do it again, right? How can you make a promise to somebody that you would never do something like that again if you haven't gotten real with yourself emotionally to know why you did it to begin with? Right? Like maybe you didn't understand why you were rubbed such a wrong way in this regard, or you didn't understand why your insecurities were out of control for no reason, right? Or whatever the case may be, you didn't understand why you cheated, right? Maybe you have to be really honest with yourself and this person in order to heal, because the King of Cups with the Star card, you have to be able to put it all on the table. You have to lay it all out. You have to lay it all out. You have to be able to unpack yourself and allow the healing to take place, to be sincere, to say what you mean and mean what you say, be in that place of the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth, no omissions, like, so help you God. There has to be an all out on the table progression in order to move forward, because whatever is going on, whether you're in a relationship dynamic with someone who is not warm towards you, they're not affectionate, they're not tender, right? You have someone who's very cold or detached or whatever, they're uncomfortable being close, or, you know, you're single and it's been a while since you have had that connection with anybody, if you've ever had that connection with anybody. Either way, you're going to have to be really real and allow yourself to be open to both giving this energy and receiving this energy with someone. The last two cards are the Temperance and the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords came out in the reverse. It's going to, I'm seeing the cups move, right? Pouring one into the other, right? Temperance. I think that the cups are going to continue to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until the truth is out. I think that it's going to keep going back and forth. And mind you, the whole time it's going back and forth. If little drips and drops are spilling out, at some point there's going to be nothing left to try and mix if the truth doesn't come out. You're just going to waste time and waste energy and waste love and waste whatever. Because whatever lie or omission or secret is potentially or could potentially be held on to, it'll ruin whatever new foundation that you and someone else get, right? There has to be this understanding that if there were serious mistakes, okay, if there were serious mistakes, I'm not a person who doesn't believe that anything is beyond redemption. I think that everybody holds opportunity for redemption. And when I say redemption, let me be clear about how I want to word this. I mean, redeeming with the divine. You might not be able to redeem yourself with a person. There are things that people do, crimes against the heart of others that they commit, that become unforgivable, right? Where someone gets locked out of someone else's experience permanently in life. But you do have to allow yourself, and I think everybody has it, the opportunity for redemption with the divine. Meaning, like, even if someone doesn't forgive you, even if someone doesn't welcome you back into their life, you still have to be able to say, I choose redemption, though, between me and my higher self, between me and the divine, which is all there is. Even if this person does not give me the result that I really hope that they would give me, I still need to come clean. I still need to be honest. I still need to express these feelings because it's just, right? They didn't deserve the treatment at the time. I was misaligned. I have to accept that, own that, come clean with it, and allow whatever is just to unfold, right? Whether someone comes back into my life or not, I still have to be able to redeem myself and right my wrongs with the divine, right? Because what we don't redeem weighs heavy on the soul, and we end up reincarnating back here to relive it. What you put on others from an unhealed state, you doom yourself to live out the way they did, to feel what they did. And sometimes the divine will make sure it's a little harsher just to make sure you don't forget it. Just to make sure you don't forget it. Because you need to heal, right? You need to heal. You need to accept and embrace your healing. And if you continue to mistreat people or continue to gaslight people or lie to people or omit things, and you're not transparent or you're not faithful or, you know, whatever it is, you continue to, you know, piss your health away, or you have vices out the wazoo or whatever, doesn't matter. If the things that you have done have hurt others and you don't choose to shift and change and continue to treat others that way, at some point you will have to relive all of the pain that you've put other people through in this life or the next. Hey Lala, how you doing? And them's the breaks. Like, I could really give you examples from my own life, right? My father was a bad drunk and a gambler, and he would do all kinds of things, right? All kinds of things when he was younger. And he's married to my mother, right? And he always says, you know, I love your mother. I love your mother. I would never leave your mother. I would never hurt your mother. But he would talk to me about the one that got away and how much he mistreated her. He said, you know, I was young and I was stupid and I wasn't ready. I wanted to party. I wanted to be with my friends. I wanted to, you know, talk to girls. And he said, no one ever loved me like she did. And he hurt her. He broke her heart. And no sooner than he broke her heart, he met my mother. And he was telling my mother, first night, I love you. Like my dad fell head over heels in love with my mother the night that he met her. In a drunken state, he fell in love with my mother. And they ended up getting married, obviously. I'm here. And my mother is so abusive. She's so abusive, given my father never corrected the poor behavior. He never stopped drinking, never stopped smoking weed, never stopped gambling, never. And he stayed with my mother, who's really abusive. She is psychologically, emotionally, mentally, and has been physically and definitely financially abusive. The mother is abusive. And my father would literally start tearing up talking about this other woman because no one loved him the way that she did. And the karma of it all, no one loved my mother the way my dad did. No one. My mother was not a lovable person. She's not lovable. Not the way I saw her with my father. Not lovable. There's nothing lovable about that. But my father loved her, and he suffered and continues to suffer, I'm sure, dealing with being married to my mother, you know. I feel like even in my own relationship dynamics, like my ex-husband, I've been a single mother forever. He's never paid child support. He's never helped me out. He talks shit about me behind my back like I'm the person keeping his son away from him, when that is not the case. Who he is pretty crystal clear to my son, and has been for years. And so, you know, I could not save my son's father from himself when in regards to our son. I tried. To the point that it was actually hurting my relationship with my son, and I couldn't do it anymore. I just took my hands off and said, you know, it's your dad. If you want a relationship with him, fine. If you don't, fine. I don't care. You know, a couple years ago now. And I never had that supportive partner, right, to help co-parent my son. And so he ends up in a relationship, a long-term relationship with someone who just dips. I mean, given John was too busy doing drugs and drinking, smoking, playing video games, the whole 9 yards. Like, he was too busy to be a dad. All of his priorities were screwed up. He ends up pregnant with someone else, and she ends up off the rails, dips on him and their daughter, and now he's doing the single life thing. And the mother of his daughter is off somewhere on drugs with priorities out to wazoo that are not where they should be. You know, karma is a bitch. What you fail to heal, if you do not correct it, you will relive it. And sometimes it's worse. It's worse. Like, I had to watch him not heal and watch him go down this road. I already knew. If I could have told you guys, I already knew. Long before he even met her. I already knew. Because it wasn't fucking fair. It was not fair. And if he thinks that he doesn't have to support his daughter's mother and that he could just be that one-sided parent who tries to turn their kids against the other, like, he's going to learn another lesson. I already know. The universe has a way, if you are in the wrong with someone, of making you feel the pain of that person so that you never forget what it was like to be in their shoes dealing with you. And you can choose better. You can choose to change. Irreversible change. This change hasn't happened yet with the Death card in the reverse. Someone moved forward. The changes haven't happened yet. The healing is going to be taking place. And the fact of the matter is, I think someone's at a crossroads right now. I think someone is getting pings from spirit, especially an emperor. Okay, a masculine. Someone is at a crossroads right now. And if they do not change, if they do not choose to reconcile, if they do not choose to redeem themselves with their higher self between them and the divine, regardless of outcome with said person, if they do not choose redemption, if they do not choose growth and change, they are choosing Saturn. They're choosing karma. They're choosing suffering. They're choosing to experience the pain that they put on someone else. Instead of just saying, I'm sorry, you should have never gone through that pain. No one deserves to go through that pain. And if given the opportunity, I would show you what you always deserved. I would give you what you always deserved. If you give me the opportunity, I would love to do that. And if not, that's okay. I want you to know that I learned a valuable lesson, and I'm never going to treat anybody like that again in my life. I'm sorry you had to be the one to feel that. I would never want you or anybody to feel that. You know, like, someone has to go through the redemption. And someone has to forgive and let it go regardless, and accept that they did not deserve it. And if they have good karma coming, they have good karma coming, and they're going to have to heal. They're going to have to heal and be honest with themselves and accept that the way they were treated was not just, so that if and when a good person who comes to mirror what they were, right, the good karma comes back in someone else, they don't hurt them. They don't hurt them. Because this is a new person and a new situation, and they love you, you know, the way that you want to be loved and deserve to be loved. And you can't be afraid to give good, loving energy like that, because the last person you gave it to shit all over you for it. You know what I mean? Like, there's two sides of healing that have to be taken into consideration here. Because karma can be your best friend. And it can be a fucking bitch. It can be a bitch. And it's not always with love either. Like, I guarantee you, if someone's a fucking gold digger, like, let's take love out of it for a second. If someone is a fucking gold digger and they're using somebody for their fucking finances, at some point in their life, they will have to provide for everything. They will have to buy everything. They will have to do everything with no financial support because they were using somebody for finances. And on top of it, when they have all this money, they might be trying to spend money on somebody that they really like and are interested in, and they're just being used. Now they know what it's like to use somebody for fucking money. You just got fucking used, right? You just got used. Karma goes both ways. It pertains to everything. At some point, everybody gets fucked. Look at Diddy. Look at everything going on with Diddy. This man was abusive for years. For years. Allegedly. Was having sex with all kinds of people and holding blackmail over them, allegedly, for years. If he can't make right all the wrongs that he's done, I wonder how prison will feel. I wonder how prison would feel if he ends up there. The karma. People think it's a joke when people get sentenced to like 150 years in jail, or they have 2 life sentences. Do you know what that is? Because whatever years you start serving that sentence to the time you die, like, let's just say you're 50 years old and you get served a 150-year sentence. You live to be 70 and die in prison. You only serve 20 years out of 150. That leaves 130 more years. You reincarnate. In literal spiritual prison. In spiritual prison, you will hate your life. You will hate it. It will feel like prison. And your whole life will go that way. And if you don't end up in jail, and if you don't end up back in jail, let's just say you live to the ripe old age of 80. Okay? You served 20 years last life. You served 80 years this life. Your life was shitty. Start to finish. You got 50 more years left. You're going to reincarnate. You got 50 shitty years before you finally get out of this spiritual prison where life shit, just shit. You got 50 more years. Someone serves you 2 full life sentences, 3 life sentences for whatever crimes you committed. It doesn't matter how long you live. You got 3 life sentences. 3 straight lifetimes of shit before you get out of that karma. 3. He has a lot of shit to pay. He's got a lot of shit to pay. He ends up in prison for all the things that they're allegedly accusing him of doing, right? All the things against him. even if he goes to prison and dies in prison. If he still has more time with all the underage scandals that he's allegedly linked to, God knows what else down the deep, dark hole of Diddy there is. No puns intended. Who knows what kind of childhood he'll be brought up in? Who knows what kind of father he'll have? Or what kind of uncle? Who knows? The karma's the karma. You put it out there and it's misaligned, you'll get it back. You'll get it back. What you do to others, you are going to have done to yourself. You are going to have it done to yourself. It's like people who cheat on their spouses and they're like, well, my spouse doesn't know I'm cheating, but they were cheating on their spouse. Now their spouse and them are having relationship problems. Their spouse starts to talk to somebody else, starts to emotionally confide in someone else, and eventually starts cheating. And it's like, oh, well, they're the bad person. They cheated on me. They cheated on me. And it's like, yeah, but were you cheating first? Were you cheating first, though? Were you unfaithful first, though? Right? You got to ask the question. You got to ask the question, because some people, some, military men and women will be overseas and you're like, oh, well, we're overseas. My partner doesn't know. But the partner starts to cheat on them, and then they're all up in arms, like all upset. My partner cheated on me while I was away serving. I was protecting our country. I was putting my life on the line. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that from people. Bitch, you cheated on them first. How's the karma feel? How's the karma feel? You cheated on them first. Just because they didn't know doesn't mean the divine didn't. Your redemption is between you and the divine. It has nothing to do with the person you betrayed. Nothing to do with the person you wronged. They're going to reap their own karma. You're going to reap yours. Every time. Every time. If you think you could be shitty, you can. You can. You can be as shitty as you want. As shitty as you want. You could take people for granted. You could take advantage of them. You can manipulate them. You can gaslight them. You can steal from them. You can hurt them in any which way, shape, or form you want. Yes, you can. But I would think long and hard about that before you go lying, cheating, stealing, hurt, and whatever it is. I would think really long and hard on that. Because you will relive it. You will relive it. You don't make right on your wrongs. If you don't get to that point where you are crying on your knees, talking to the fucking sky, to the God you insisted you did not believe in up until that moment, because your life is so shitty, until you start praying and asking the angels to help you, because you need to fix this shit, and you mean it. And I mean deep in your soul, mean it. Nothing could change your mind about fixing the shit you need to fix. Until you get to that moment, well, people are doomed to suffer it then. People are doomed to suffer it out then. Suffer it out. Serve your sentences. Serve your years. Serve your lifetimes. That's how you want to spend them. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Life is meant to be enjoyed. It's a gift. It's a blessing. If you found yourself in a cold ass place with no one to just hug you, with no one to thank you for being there, for no one to kiss you on your shoulder, if you have found yourself in such a cold place, that you miss it, especially if you've had it before. Especially if you've had it before. You must have been really fucking cold to someone. You must have been really, really cold to someone. Unwilling to hold them or be close to them for whatever reason. And they were a genuinely good person. Maybe you saw the book for its cover and you stopped at the cover. Maybe you didn't get to know the book. Maybe you judged it by its cover. Maybe you did. Maybe they were genuinely a beautiful person with lots of potential and love for you, but you weren't ready to see beyond the cover, right? Maybe you were with someone that you just weren't ready for. Whatever. People reap what they sow. People reap what they sow. Yeah. Trust me, people have tried to say shit like that about me behind my back. Tried to tell other people that I was something that I wasn't. That's okay. I know who I am. I know what I have and haven't done. Like, I know what I have and haven't said. If I owed somebody an apology, you bet your ass I fucking gave it. You bet your ass I gave it. If I was in the wrong, I admitted the shit. Like, to this day, I will tell you, I have never, ever fucking cheated on somebody. I am not a liar. I am not a liar. And I love with my whole fucking soul. My whole soul. Or I choose not to love at all. Right? If I'm going to love with my whole soul, or I'm not going to love at all. And I'm going to be honest. If I'm not vibing, I'm not vibing. I will be honest. It's nothing personal against you. I'm sure you're a great person. I don't feel guided to be with you, though. Whatever is going on in the energy, I don't know what it is. I don't want you to feel like it's something personal against you. It's just something is telling me not to be present here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm honest. I freaking love you too. I love you too, McKenna. But you know, when we deal with life, you choose who you are. You choose who you are. You can choose to be an honest person. You can choose to be a fucking liar. You can choose to be a faithful and loyal person. You can choose to be a fucking cheater. You can choose to redeem yourself, or you can choose to go down the shit path as long as you want. You can choose whatever you want. You can choose whatever you want. I understand. I understand the different karma that I'm experiencing from past lives. My Pluto's in Scorpio with South Node. I've got Venus in there. I've got Juno in there. In the 5th house. In the 5th house. It's Leo's house of sex and creativity and passion and children. I have been shown in multiple timeline jumps, multiple dream states. I was either a prostitute or an escort or somebody in the sex industry in multiple lifetimes. And I sold myself for $1 to men who were married, who were in committed relationships. And I didn't care because I was a sex worker. I was a sex worker. I didn't care about their relationship with their partner. I cared about the money. That's who I was in a past life. And in this life, I have a lot of people at work, businessmen, co-workers, who thought it was okay to just touch me, who thought it was okay to petition me for sex, who thought it was okay to insinuate that I would cheat on them, or they could cheat on their partner with me. Multiple married men with money who are my superior. And they'd offer me promotions. They'd offer me a raise, right? Money for sex if I don't care. I'm healing that this life. That's who I was last life. That's my South node. Not this life. Last life, I didn't fucking respect myself. So if I'm going to redeem myself, I have to put up firm boundaries and say, no, that is not who I am. I did not value who I was before. This life, I am valuing who I am. I am valuing who I am. You cannot treat me that way. I should have never allowed it last life. I should have never allowed it. Never. Never. I should have never allowed it. That's why I'm a huge fucking fanatic about loyalty. Even my ex, I refused to sleep with him until I physically saw a Facebook status change, because he kept telling me, well, we're not together. It's only in a relationship to keep the peace because the family doesn't know yet. All right, well, if you want to sleep with me, then you're going to have to fucking make it accurate. You're going to have to fucking change it. If you're single, you're single. I'll be with you if you're single. If you're not, then I'm not with you. I'm not going to sleep with you. I was adamant, fought with him for an hour. No. Because I understand who I was. I understand who I was. I cannot sell myself for money. I cannot betray myself for money, which is why I don't do what I do on here for money. Money can be an awesome benefit if the divine brings it my way. If the divine guides someone to become a member or book a service with me. But I'm not out there pushing people or making it impossible to have connection with me because, well, you got to pay me money to do it. I'm not here making money right now. This is free as fuck. Like, just because spirit guided me to be here. I'm not sitting over in my bed like, how can I make money today? I'm going to go and do this. Like, I just do as I'm guided. Because if I do it for money, I'm going to end up Schitt's Creek in some which way, shape, or form. I go back into my past life stuff. It's not about money. It's about just being connected to the divine. It's about being present for people. It's about teaching people. It's about mentoring and coaching and being present for people. It's about love. It's about truth. It's about sharing. It's about connection. It's about more to life than what the fuck can I do for this or that. People have to understand that you can be honest and you can be kind and you can do as you're guided and you can be all of these wonderful things and not get fucked over. People are like, oh, well, good people always get fucked over. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. Have I gotten fucked over before? Yes. In my beautiful learning journey. Yes, I have. And I pray that everybody who has fucked me over gets to learn their beautiful healing lessons so that they never do it again. I pray you the highest healing there is. Because if the worst of pain can teach me to love my fucking self, then it'll do the same for you. It'll do the same for you. I wish you healing. I wish you healing. I wish everybody heals. And if I can help people redeem themselves and not go through the suffering, but choose to go through the gauntlet of showing the self mercy and compassion instead, so that they don't have to serve some crazy fucking karma and they could just acknowledge their misdeeds and choose to change and transform and never do it again and avoid the bullshit so that they don't have to reincarnate here. Well, fuck, then I live this life whole and full. I can help people do that, right? Yeah. My North Node is in Taurus in the 11th house. I've got to be solid and dependable for humanity. That's it. I've got to be that beautiful voice, right, Taurus, for humanity that says you do not have to sell yourself to karma. You do not have to sabotage yourself. You do not have to betray yourself or accept that kind of betrayal from other people. Just because people do it doesn't make it right. And just because other people do it doesn't mean that you should. I've got people in life that lie to me. I've got people in life that try and keep things from me. My intuition is so fucking fire. People can't keep shit from me. Just because I can't tell you exactly to the T what someone is keeping from me every time, because sometimes I can. Just because someone doesn't tell me exactly what it is they're keeping from me doesn't mean that I don't feel something's off. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I got to create a healthy boundary. I don't know why, but I do. Spirit's telling me I just got to leave this alone right now. And I'll be out. I'll create a healthy boundary. I'll block people if I got to block people. I don't care. I trust spirit. I trust spirit. You're allowed to trust yourself. You're allowed to be loved by the divine. Like, the mind can think all at once, but the feminine knows. And this is what I've been talking about most recently with my memberships. My divine rebels especially. Like, the masculine is the mind and it thinks, but the feminine is the wisdom. It knows. It knows. The mind can think, it can guess, it can choose, it can try and figure things out. But the heart space, the feminine, the intuition, fucking knows. It knows. It knows. It knows. If something's fucking off and you're feeling like something's off, it is. And people can lie and they can gaslight and you can pretend that you believe them when you know your gut doesn't believe them. You will pay karma for not trusting yourself. You will pay karma for not trusting yourself. And they will pay karma for fucking lying. It's all lessons. We're all here elevating through stupid shit like this. Like, people like, well, I don't know what I would do if I didn't lie, if I couldn't lie. Even a white lie? I can't even tell a white lie? No. Don't ask me questions you don't want answers to. That is the first thing you could say to somebody. Well, does this make me look fat? Don't ask me questions you don't want answers to. The dress looks really good on you, sweetheart, but it doesn't change the fact that you're fat. It doesn't hide it, but it looks good on you. Like, you just have to be honest. If you want me to tell you you don't look fat in the dress, lose the weight. Lose the weight so that I can honestly say, no, you don't look fat in that dress. It looks great on you. Like, you know what I mean? People need to be held accountable. Stop not trying to hurt each other's feelings. Just be honest. And if it doesn't feel good to receive the truth, well, then change it. Not the truth, but the circumstance in which that truth is true. Like, right now, I'm fucking fluffy. I got fluff. I got fluff. I'm not going to sit here and ask somebody to tell me that I look like a supermodel. Like, I don't. I don't need to ask somebody so that they can lie to me. People need to wake up to the stupid shit that they do. They need to wake up to the stupid shit that they do. Lying is fucking stupid. Cheating is stupid. Gaslighting is stupid. It's fucking stupid. Sexualizing people, using people, abusing people, doing fucking drugs and video gaming for 20 hours a day. It is fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. Gambling away your life savings. It is fucking stupid. I was watching YouTube. I was watching the channel. It's I Know 𝗂𝐴𝐴𝐿. And he's like YouTube's Mari. And they're wondering, like, why they end up in situations like this. Like, a guy was in a relationship with a woman whose mother was going through chemo. They got a young baby girl together. And he was on Instagram flashing money, pictures of money with him and cars and whatever. And some girl started hitting him up, sending pictures of her friend because she ain't that cute. Started sending pictures of her friend to him so that he would start sending her money. She catfished him. He was sending her money to help her with rent, help her with bills, all while his girlfriend had her mother going through chemo when they got a baby together, and she ended up on that show finding out the truth. She goes, you mean to tell me, like, my mother's in chemo and you've been sending money to this fucking bitch on Instagram? Like, you giving money to Insta girls? Are you fucking crazy? He's like, yo, we can work it out. She's like, no the fuck we can't. Like, no the fuck we can't. No the fuck we can't. What are people thinking? What are people thinking? I swear. People do stupid shit. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. People are like, no, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You want to act like a clown, your life is going to be a fucking circus. Watch. 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 What's the guidance, please, Spirit? Kuan Yin. What is the guidance, please? For real. For real. I didn't know this was going to happen to me. Yeah, well, I could have fucking placed a bet that it was going to be something stupid that happened to you. Because what you were doing was fucking stupid. Orchid Priestess of Destiny. Card number 21. Love that. If my camera would focus, it would be great. There we go. Such pretty cards. All right. Card number 21. For those of y'all who need this guidance, one way or the other, whether you're dealing with stupid people and are at risk of winning your own stupid prizes, or if you are having to admit that you've been a stupid person because you're winning stupid prizes, okay? Orchid Priestess of Destiny. The Orchid Priestess of your highest spiritual destiny calls to you now, beloved. She calls you to your purpose, path, and soul passion. You are called to rise again and again, to live up into your potential with all its uniqueness and beauty. She will call you always with her sweet flute playing deep in your heart, blossoms of orchid and chrysanthemum falling from her feet, stirring your heart to quest for your truest soul passion. It says you may have felt different to those around you at different times in your life. And this is meant to be, beloved one. You cannot be a pioneer of different consciousness on this planet if you feel completely comfortable in the consciousness that already exists around you. Do you know that this was chosen on purpose so you could be on purpose? Your soul chose to be of service by not fitting in, so that it would remember through things not feeling right, that it was not meant to help correct, that it was meant to help and correct and heal the consciousness on our planet, starting with the self. Your soul chose to be of service by not fitting in, so that it would remember through things, quote unquote, not feeling right, that it was meant to help correct and heal the consciousness on our planet, starting with the self. Once the self was able to correct and align the consciousness within, so that it matched the love and peace that existed deep in the heart, it would be easier to help others do the same, even if just by inspiration. This is where the Orchid Priestess of Destiny, beloved Kuan Yin, and her devotion to your highest spiritual attainment calls you forward now. Your divine destiny is calling you. That means it is time to unplug from mass consciousness at a deeper level than ever before, to really let go of the beliefs and thought forms that do not serve your highest destiny, no matter how unchallengeable they may seem to be at first. It is time to revise anything inside of you that would hold you back from owning your spiritual power and moving ahead to your divine destiny. It is your own destiny that calls you forward to do this. So do not fear. It is just you waiting to meet you in all your spiritual beauty and strength. Embrace the changes, and soon you will enjoy the spiritual reunion at a higher turn of the spiral of your passionate life of spiritual purpose. The flute and blossoms of the orchid priestess help you in this process now. At some point, this is what this whole reading has been about. Only she does it in blossom and orchid terminology. I'm a little more saggy. Sagittarius style, blunt with the truth, right? And I said it at the beginning. People are at a crossroads, especially if this reading is for someone particular. You know, people are at a crossroads. You have to be able to redeem yourself between you and the divine. You have to be able to irrefutably change, irreversibly change, and never go back to the lesser version of yourself. This is where you let you meet you at a higher level, where you embrace your higher state of being, where you choose to live essentially by the golden rule. If you would not appreciate someone else doing it to you, do not do it to anyone else. The golden rule is actually the one common thread across almost all religions in the entire world, for how separate we can be with culture and physical landmass separation, religious separation and difference. For all of the differences we have, the one common thread taught is the golden rule: to treat others the way you wish to be treated. If you would not appreciate getting cheated on, don't fucking cheat on someone. If you would not appreciate being lied to and manipulated, for the love of all that is good, don't fucking lie and manipulate other people then. Don't gaslight them and make them think they're crazy if you wouldn't appreciate someone gaslighting the shit out of you and making you think you're crazy. Treat others the way you would want to be treated. If you wouldn't want someone using you financially, don't use someone else financially. Don't. If you wouldn't appreciate someone being jealous and crazy in your fucking messages, crazy, invading your privacy, don't fucking do it to somebody else. Don't be like that to someone else. If you wouldn't appreciate someone putting their fucking hands on you, don't put your fucking hands on someone else. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. And it has to be across the board. Don't say it can't be done. Don't say it can't be done. I do it every fucking day. Gladly. Gladly. I live that way every day. Every day. I treat other people the way I want to be treated. I pop into my favorite YouTubers and I literally will drop a like, even if I don't resonate with the message, just because I appreciate their presence, because I would love if someone did that for me. Little stuff. I don't use people. I don't do what I do for money because I wouldn't want someone looking at me like I'm a means for them to make money. I wouldn't want someone using me as a means to an end. So I don't do that to other people. I'm fair to my time and I'm fair to my energy and I do as I'm guided. And that is the most I can ask for anybody else to do for me. To just be fair to their own energy and their own time and to do as they're guided. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. Love the way you want to be loved. Respect the way you want to be respected. And if people aren't meeting you on that level, draw a fucking healthy boundary between you and them respectfully. They're not on your wavelength. They ain't ready to be inside that energy. I don't mind being the lone fucking goat at the top of the mountain. I have no problem with that. I would rather be the lone fucking goat at the top of the mountain than deal with the fucking bears and the fucking strange weirdos in the woods. I'd rather be the motherfucking goat. So, you know, do you, right? Even as Tonya's been saying, like, do you, boo? Do your highest fucking good and let everybody else fall in line or fall off. And that is the fucking message. If you deserve to be loved, if you want to be held, if you want to have that safe, close, tender touch with someone, you fucking deserve that. You deserve that. End your suffering. You've done enough. You've done enough. Allow yourself to embrace the good that is coming your way for all of the good that you've put out. Even if you've put out bad before, who's to say you didn't already pay that debt and you don't even fucking realize it? Maybe you do. Maybe you do. At some point, you will have to decide that you're done suffering. And if you feel like you're done suffering and you can't stand it anymore, it's because you've reached the end of a karmic payment. Where you chose and opted to suffer instead of redeem, right? You got sentenced to something, spiritual jail, with whatever relationship you're in. You wouldn't be feeling like you're done with it if you weren't. Trust that. Trust that. You would not feel like you're done with something if you weren't done serving whatever karmic cycle it was, whatever karmic payment you had to pay. Trust me and believe me on that. You wouldn't even think about it. The divine would just straight up continue to have you suffer. The divine would straight up just continue to have you suffer. You wouldn't even think about being done with it, being so over it, if you weren't meant to finally release yourself from it. I love y'all. Until next time. Bye. Don't forget to name. Don't forget to go to the shorts. Don't forget to go into the shorts tab real quick and help us pick out a name for our new avatar. Okay? The newest short that we have, you get to really meet her, and she needs a name. So go in the comments and vote. If you like the name someone else puts in the comments, put a thumbs up on it. You can put as many names as you want into the comments. Just, she needs a name. All right. Bye, everybody.